Are you laughing now?
Well, all right. Welcome to episode 17 of Embrace the Suck, the only official, licensed, sanctioned, short pants wearing podcast of APG, bringing you 2 cents worth of free advice on the heavy hitting lifestyle. I'm your host, Bill Hart, coming to you almost live this time from North Island, New Zealand, where the town of Mellons Folly Ranch, and I guess it's about 6 hours from Auckland, is up for sale for the cool price of $7.5 million. We'll dive into that here shortly. First, say hello and welcome to my fantastic co-host and co-business partner, Marcus J. Walker. Hello, welcome.
What's up, dude?
How you doing, man?
Living the dream, man. How are you?
Not dead yet, so far as I know. But, so shifting back to New Zealand, $7.5 million for the town of Mellons Folly Ranch. And the cool deal here apparently is that this was a town modeled after an 1860s Wyoming mining town, and it's complete with functioning saloon and billiard hall. And it also has a honey farm that cranks out 10 plus tons of honey per year. I don't really know from honey or mining towns, but I don't know. What do you think? Are you interested?
Yeah, let's go. Do they take PayPal?
Just PayPal me, bro. Maybe we can
Venmo.
and I don't know if maybe these are they're New Zealand dollars, so I don't know if they're like Canada dollars where it's not real money. It's like bongo money. It's not, it's like $50. I don't know.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Man, you want to go in halves? Yeah, does it come with the people? Oh, are we going to have townsfolk? Yeah, bring your own people.
It kind of ruins the Old West aesthetic. Can I say this? Kind of ruins it, I think, if they've all got New Zealand accents.
I don't know. I'm down. I like it. A bunch of cowboys. I mean, that would be the deal. People see one thing and they get another. I like it. Like everybody that'll be my first law, that everybody has to dress like they're in the Old West.
Yeah, that was kind of my question, was like
cowboy boots. Yeah.
How Old West is it though? I mean, does it have like wheelchair ramps or air conditioning? Like, how authentic is this?
Well, it's New Zealand. Do you really need air conditioning?
I don't know. I haven't been to New Zealand. Do you ever not need air conditioning? How about that?
I've been to South Australia, like Sydney area, and I think we can get away with the no air conditioning there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hung out on the East Coast and the West Coast of Australia, and it seemed a lot like San Diego generally, but better. But that didn't seem like you really needed air conditioning so bad. But this Old West situation, it raises a good question, I think. So, in the current climate, like how much of a safe space is this, or unsafe space, as it were, from any politically correct anything? Like, can you just kind of roll how you roll in what's the name of this place, Mellons Folly Ranch? Can you just?
We own it. We make the rules.
You would think that, right? But
yeah, don't spit on the floor. What is it that they used to drink back in the Old West? The old
sarsaparilla. Make mine red eye.
Yeah, make mine a red eye.
Nice. And if you get 86, then I guess that you really are just drinking 86 proof, because that was the origin of that, right? Like they're handing you 86.
Correct.
Yeah.
86 proof.
Yeah. So, I'd go. If it was authentic, I'd go for at least a little while.
Sure.
How long would you stay, you think?
At least a year.
A year?
Yeah. I know, like the fly fishing down there is supposedly insane too. So
I don't know.
I'm down, man.
That. Yeah. I've never had any urge to fish for flies. But yeah, I was thinking about like how long would I stay, but then I had to shift to like what would make me leave an authentic Old West town. And
Oh, buddy. The list is long but distinguished.
yeah, because I could only take so much piano music, right? Like Saloon Food again. Come on.
Well, you could be the cookie in the
Hey,
back.
Cookie. Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
I can't remember if I told you on the way driving from San Diego to out here on the East Coast, we stopped through Tombstone, Arizona. And not to disparage the good folk of Tombstone, but it's not close to the freeway. And I'll say underwhelmed, especially for the drive. It's a good 20 miles or so off the freeway. And it's like 2 blocks. It's like 2 blocks and there's not much going on.
Hey, hot tip. My little dude
Uh-huh.
was named while we were in Tombstone, Arizona. Could not decide on a name, and he was a breech baby, and so we went out there and trying to get him to term about a month before he was born.
Mm-hmm.
We went out there for Wyatt Earp Days, and right before we got in the car, it was, hey, what do you think about naming the little dude Wyatt? And I'm like, sold.
Nice.
And so yeah, that's my tunes. I have been there. I had sarsaparilla there, believe it or not,
Nice.
on my way back to the car. Yeah, so I have seen it.
Nice. I thought that I was under the impression this entire time that he was named for Reginald J. Wyatt, inventor of the can opener. But I guess that's, Wyatt.
Well, that
close
too.
second. Now somebody's gonna Google like who invented the can opener. I made that up, man. I don't really know who invented the can opener. It'd be cool if his name was Wyatt though, and I was right. I'm so smart, I don't even know how smart I am. But anyway, yeah, I digest. Moving right along. Quick beard update. I have no idea, man. I shaved back in March and haven't shaved since. And so this week I'm rating myself as something around journeyman pirate. So I look professional, but not quite fearsome, on par with the Blackbeards of the world.
Objection, Your Honor. I think if you had a top hat on, you could be that saloon piano player that you referenced earlier.
The guy that gets shot all the time. I need like a little derby hat and a sign that says, "Please don't shoot piano player."
Yes, that guy. That's what you're looking like right now.
Terrific. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to go with that then. Saloon piano player, the not shootable kind. All right. So finally, let's get into it, man. So topic this week, a few months back at this point here, harken back with me to a few months back when this coronavirus thing was all fresh and new and somewhat funny still. And it's seen as it's definitely not funny now. It's a bit on the tiresome side. We put out what we were calling the Embrace the Suck Challenge, and we put out a list of 30 items that you could do during lockdown that would be marginally uncomfortable and would keep you at least a little bit entertained and keep you maybe focused and getting a little bit stronger from the neck up while you're locked down. Since then, so we put that out during one of our Tuesday tip of the weeks things that you can go and sign up for still, because it's still getting put out on every Tuesday. But we put out 30 of these things, and I was thumbing through old emails looking for something else, and I saw this, and I thought it would be a cool time to go through it and see which ones we've done or which ones we've heard about other folks doing, and how that all planned out. So, you got any favorites going into this thing?
Yeah, I have a few, man. The 12-hour unplug. Just went up to the mountains in Tahoe to do some fly fishing with my little dude, which was awesome. He liked the water, liked the mountains, and I like not being on my phone or my email. That's definitely one. The cold shower thing, man. You know me, I love my coffee. Cold shower, that's kind of something I've always done. Don't get me wrong, people, I'll take a hot shower. But then I turn that cold water on. I see how long I can go. Better than 2 cups of nitro cold brew. I did a lot of these. I read a lot of books, but I do that anyway so that we have new material. Digging that stuff. Since we do the tip of the week, I like the Warrior Wednesday. I like reading up on guys and finding interesting little quotes that they do. And then the 300, digging the 300. That's something I could do with him. Keep a dry erase board in my garage.
What'd you do? What did you do for your 300?
We picked one exercise per day, and he would pick some, and we would do them together. And you got to wear boys out, man. You know that.
Yeah.
Saw a few of them on the list that we were doing. The cooking thing. You want your kids to eat vegetables? Hot tip: have them grow them and cook them. So doing stuff like that. You had the paint a self-portrait, build a house. So we built a workshop. We framed it out. We ran the wiring. We hung the drywall. We mudded it, and we painted it. And then the inside's pretty cool. You've seen pictures. I did the whole inside of the workshop in pegboard. So all my tools are now on display.
Nice, dude. My tool's on display. Mine's just a Leatherman. It's like one Leatherman on a shelf. You can look at it. Leave $5 if you think of it.
Well, that and that hammer, because you built your. You built that thing that you'll never be able to move.
Not gonna try to move
pull-up bar / dip bar.
Yeah,
comes with the house if you ever sell.
You bet. Yeah. So for those listening at home, I wanted a pull-up bar in the garage, right? So obviously I want something sturdy because I got my screwball kids and I don't want them knocking it over. So I get a hold of these 6x6s, and I kind of built a pull-up bar around those. And like you could probably hang a car off of this thing. You can use it for a cherry picker if you get tired of doing pull-ups. But yeah, it's not going nowhere. And when I told Mark about hey, I built a pull-up bar, and I sent him a picture of it, and he's like, tell me you use screws to build that. I'm like, nope, giant nails of woe. It's not going nowhere. Where's it going? Nowhere. So for me, what did I do here, man? So on the phone a friend one, I started going through my phone. I was going to do that. And I had thought of this when I was looking for somebody's number, and I have so many people's numbers in my phone, and half of them like it's not their number. I got a lot of dead people in my phone too, which kind of sucks. I went through there and I started thinking of who could I call? And I actually tried to call a few people, and then it's like, it's somebody else's number now. And they're like, yeah, no, who are you? And then they're mad because you're interrupting their lockdown or whatever, like they were in the middle of something. So that was, I got a hold of a few people though, and that was cool. I talked to a dude up in Idaho. I'm actually thinking of trying to get like a little escape hatch in Idaho or something, maybe down the road, when that lottery comes in for me, because you never know, right? Clean up your act. This is one of my favorites, just because you ever see that show Hoarders?
I have.
Dude. I don't know if it affects you like it affects me, but it affects me.
Oh, it definitely does, man. Like it's we went through a lot, this stuff. Even the dude, man, he was going in there and going through stuff, going, "Hey, Dad, we can donate this." I mean, and he just turned 5, dude. He's the same way in that regard of having all his stuff just so very similar in personality as I am, having everything organized. I do not like disorganization. That's why I put pegboard in my workshop so I can see all my tools. I don't like rooting through, looking, trying to find something.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not really that organized per se, but I try to not have very much stuff. But I mean, yeah, when I see that show, it drives me absolutely nuts. And I got to run upstairs and start getting rid of stuff. But I noticed, and I think I mentioned it in another podcast, that one of the things with these hoarders is there seems to be a disconnect when they start thinking about the time that they have. Like they'll have a busted up cuckoo clock just laying in the yard. And somebody's like, you don't need a cuckoo clock laying in the yard. Like, yeah, I could fix that. I could fix it and sell it for like $20, And like, yeah, you could, but then you got like a Chevy over there right next to it. Like, well, why don't you get this towed out of here? It's like, it's rusted out. It's got cobwebs. Like, no, there's good parts on there. And I could, somebody could turn that into a hot rod and like, yeah, but you don't, and you got a whole house full of things like this. And there's literally not enough time. Like you're mistaking your time for your talent. Like, yeah, maybe you could do all this stuff, but physically it's not possible. There aren't enough hours left in your life. And man, I see that. And I just immediately, I'm like, I got to get rid of things. I got to go.
Yeah. I also think it's people that grew up during the Depression too. You see a lot of older people that, don't throw that away because, when it all goes pear-shaped, I need this. And so I can appreciate.
Let's see. One of the other ones I did here, loosening up. We have 90 minutes of stretching, like spend 90 minutes getting a solid stretch on. I didn't do 90 minutes, but I stretch. I try to stretch pretty good every day. And talking to some older team guys, like this is a regular thing, I guess, like you get used to going over the wall and busting yourself up or riding the boats and getting your knees crushed. Like, by the time you hit 40 or so, like you'll be the first to know, like you got to stay stretched out or you're going to be laying in bed for the first half hour just trying to move.
Yeah. That's how what I have to do to get out of bed.
Yeah. Huh? But yeah, I thought of this because when I was at language school for Japanese, I had this teacher that was really big on sumo, and it was funny because she was an older lady. Like all my teachers were older ladies, so even now I can understand older Japanese ladies, but like I can't understand anybody else. She was all about sumo, and she'd tell me like, they can do the splits. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. And then she'd show me video, and like they really can. Like she would wheel in the VCR. They had a VCR to show you stuff. Yeah. But she'd wheel in VCR every once in a while, like if the class was doing good, and she'd let you watch sumo. And then like you have to translate what they're talking about, which takes some of the sport out of it. But she'd run on and on about, look, they can do the splits and look. And then she'd try to tell you that the guy that you see, the sumo guy, she'd say, that's all muscle. I'm like, look, I don't mean to disappoint. You were doing real good just on the splits thing, on the flexibility thing. But now you try to pitch this like, look, that's not what muscle looks like. I'm really sorry. No, it is. It is. Like, okay. All right. Okay. It is. But
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. What else do we got?
I know you turned me on to the fasting thing, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're real big on that. And, I've been working on that. I mean, I like to snack after the dude goes down because I bust my computer out and get some more work done. And had to cut back on that, but also keeping the healthy snacks around the house so that you're not doing the sugar, you're not doing the carbs, which that's, awesome. Gardening now, got some garden boxes. Again, you want your kids to eat vegetables, let them grow them, let them cook them, fruits and vegetables.
And I looked at doing that, out in the yard, but I mean, my kids run so crazy. It's like, they'd be out there stomping on them.
Well, that's why we got the raised garden boxes.
All right. So getting back to the fasting thing, that was one of the things that we had listed out there was fasting for 24 hours. And I think a lot of people initially hear fasting for 24 hours, I think it's going to hurt really bad. And honestly, I think if you time the hungry part of it to when you're asleep, because that counts too, when you're asleep, it doesn't really hurt so bad. You really don't even notice, but you do feel, when you start coming to the end of that, you really feel yourself getting kind of, your engine is kind of smoothing out and things are running a little bit properly. And, I try not to subscribe to the fad diet kind of thing, but it really works pretty well if you get a chance.
Well, I noticed when I was doing just the intermittent fasting, I started sleeping better, controlling that window when I was doing my intake. So,
yeah, well, I've been doing the one where it's 8 hours, like an 8-hour food window. And apparently, I mean, I guess, guys trying to make gains, because I ain't a thick dude, so I'll try to get a little gain if I can. But guys trying to make gains are, doing stuff like waking up in the middle of the night to eat. But then you find out that it's actually when you're not eating and your body's not trying to digest food, that it actually has time to repair and rebuild itself. And that's, surprise, surprise, you were doing it wrong all along.
Yeah, that's
if I had a
crazy
nickel.
talk.
But what else did we have on here? What did we have? You said you were looking at the no chair for a day, no furniture.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I always feel like I'm on the go, and honestly, I like putting my my computer on my kitchen island, dude, and just work standing up. I feel more efficient that way, and it's easier on my joints too, man. That one right there, I think I'm gonna do that one. I'll do that one tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And we'll do a quick no chair day update on our next podcast.
Yeah, you let me know. I'm gonna actually probably not do that because my back and knees just won't have it. I mean, just moving the young dude out from the West Coast. My kid had a little apartment out there on the West Coast while he was finishing school. And man, with the moving and once you get everything out of the house and you're just sitting on the floor, and that just, buddy, talk about furniture appreciation. It's kind of like when you're on patrol and you're carrying the heavy weight, and you're going to stop and you start looking for that good tree stump or that good rock.
Yeah, it's not to sit your butt on; it's to actually rest your back on while you're sitting on the ground.
Yeah. When you're a new guy, and old guys are always getting the good. Like, how'd you get a tree?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Just lucky. But I don't know, what else do we have here? We had some pretty good ones. It was kind of cool reviewing this, even though now I'm kind of ready for this COVID thing to wrap up.
I've done Fat Guy Friday.
Fat Guy Friday. What was that? That
was where you go through your cupboards in the fridge and you use the ingredients that are in there. Go back to those college days where you can make ramen 18 different ways.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, dude, you can make anything into tacos, dude. I'm telling you, it's
I haven't tried that.
Growing fresh cilantro. We always have some tomatoes on tap, and you can go to town, man. And we don't eat a lot of beef, ground beef here. We mostly lean turkey, so just pull some of that out, just go through there, go out to the garden, man, chop it up, and then throw it in a taco shell, man.
Oh, nice. I got to try that. What we didn't have on here that I definitely got a dose of today was air conditioning appreciation. I had to go to the DMV, and I took the little dude. Well, little, not as little dude as your little dude, but my son, it's 18. I took him with because he hasn't seen downtown Charleston. So I said, "Hey, come with, man. We'll go hit the DMV. It's a great time, and then we'll go downtown and you can see, treat yourself."
People are helpful.
Yeah, who's who in mental health?
Yeah.
We did that, and then we went downtown to Charleston, and dude, it's Iraq hot down there.
Nice. Yeah,
dude,
you got your humid going on.
Yeah, it's like 90. It was like 91, 92, something like that, and the humidity is topped out. And I said, well, we'll just duck in somewhere and we'll get a snack, man. And everything is locked up. Everything is takeaway only because of my COVID. So we're standing there. We just go to a sandwich place. I'm like, it can't be too far. And I mean, I learned the hard way. Like, don't wear long pants. Long pants was a bad choice. It's like nylon. It's like old nylon appreciation out there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
for
our listeners, yeah, explain what nylon is.
Yeah, so nylon is like the traditional team guy training ground, and it's typically a 1-month trip, and it's down near the Mexican border. And guys would always say you're not really a platoon until you finish nylon. So it's 1 month, it's out in the desert, and they had this training area out in the desert because you can basically run and gun and shoot and blow stuff up and go crazy, just all over the place for a month. You're not gonna hit any structures because nobody's got the bad sense to build a house out there or to try to live out there. And man, it's hot. It's like being on the moon or something. It's like it's big rocks and dirt and sweat, and that's all that's there. And they've got a facility they call the new facility, but it got there in, I want to say, like 96, 97. And they used to have what they called Old Nylon, and it was a shed, and dudes lived in a shed. And man, there was a few times where, like, before we went to Iraq, whichever time, and there would be 4 or 5 or 6 platoons out there at once. So guys would have to stay, in the shed or in a tent or some such. And it reminded me of today, like pants sticking to legs and like that the sun beating down on your baseball hat. It's not the deal. You
should have tried that was one of the other challenges we had, was the gallon of water challenge.
Yeah.
And
those would have gone nicely.
I drink 3.5 liter bottles a day. And so I'm getting more than a gallon, and I feel it if I don't.
Oh man, I could use that gallon right now. I'm still in a little bit of nylon mode. I feel like I should be walking into the chow hall making a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yes.
I'm that unhappy. But well, that's about all I got for today, man. I think we got enough stuff here. We could probably move through this again and look at some of these other Embrace This COVID Corona challenge items, but we can get to that another time. Before we get out of here, you got anything you wanna pitch?
Yeah, if you guys are new listeners and you're interested, just hit me up at info@apg.team, and I'd be happy to share the list with you. And I can email it to you, and you guys can go through here and see what you're willing to do and to get stronger.
All right. And if you've got questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns, or you got an idea for a topic you'd like to hear us cover, you can send us a quick email again at info@apg.team. And that's really pretty much all we've got for today. If you'd like to see what we have going at APG, you can check out our new and redone website at www.apg.team, where you can also sign up for our Tuesday tip of the week, which comes out every Tuesday. And if you like what we're putting out, then do feel free to subscribe to this channel so you can get our latest and greatest in a timely fashion. And do share these ideas with your friends because, as we always say, the world needs hitters. So, as the sun sets slowly in the east, we will leave you with the words of Alexander the Great, who says, "Upon the conduct of each depends the fate of the many."
Smart, capable, and most importantly, I'm free in all the ways that you are not.